if Barkov's healthy, they're not close to Florida again. But who else is? Who else in the league is? I got Tampa Bay as one of the closest teams still to Tampa Bay.
Lots to like
and
there.
After that, there's not many in the league that are.
Well, we're hitting on all the big ones. What about your boy? You got an East Coast champ there in Sidney Crosby, whose name's coming up. His agent's talking about him. I'm sure you and Sid have had some scotches late at night this summer, heart to hearts, and he's told you what's going on. What are you learning?
I can't say, guys. I just can't. I haven't seen him. I'll tell you what. And tell me I'm crazy. And I was thinking.
We will for sure,
today.
but go on.
He's still a top 10 player in the world. Sidney Crosby, top 10 player in the world. And at Christmas, if they're going nowhere, which I suspect they'll be, I've got to believe he's walking in the office and asking, "Here's my teams. I want to be traded." I would suspect that's what's going to be the case if Pittsburgh really stumble. I've got to believe Sid wants to win another championship, and he's still that good. That good.
It'll be set up after the Olympics. That's what I'm
So we're
predicting.
talking February 28th to March 7th.
Between February and March, I think we'll have I think the leg work should be done by then.
Doug talked to Montreal needing a 2C.
I don't want to be an insider on this show, guys. I'm on here for knowledge, not an insider. Okay, you want an insider, bring Elliot on. You know, I'm more of a hockey purist.
Or critic.
I'm not an insider.
Or podcast critic.
A hockey critic's a good label. Doug McLean, hockey critic. The title of your next book there, Grisham.
And you do have a book, don't you? You working on something else now? Is that Draft Day? Bestseller.
Draft Day. By the way, it's still selling. I just got a royalty check the other day. Yeah, anyway.
So we are paying you in some way. You're benefiting from our show.
I like the new book. I interviewed 25 guys this summer, GMs, current GMs, former GMs, and hockey people all summer. And I think it's going to be a fun book. It's it's really a day. I don't have a title for you yet, but a day in the life of an NHL GM. I think it's going to be pretty good, actually. So I've had some great chats with a lot of great guys.
And tell us about the ones that just hang up on you right away. They all can't be great calls. Knowing you, they can't all be great calls. There's got to be a few that go click.
You know what? I found out that a couple people hate my guts.
We all learned that along the way.
Care to share which ones?
No, I can't. I was caught off guard by it, but anyway,
now there's shocking news.
I wish him well. I hope he doesn't use me as a reference, but I guarantee he won't.
Good to know. So, talking about the Oilers and Stanley Cup contention, they have Calvin Pickard, and they let Ingram go through waivers the other day. Any thoughts on if they should have grabbed Ingram there?
No, I wouldn't. No, I still think they have, I think they've got to do better than that. I mean, look, he was fine last year. Just on that, I've got the two most improved teams in the NHL this year, Utah and Anaheim. Utah have got a lot of good things going on with that team and the organization. And I'll tell you what, if Anaheim get the kid signed, that's holding out, they're going to be a tough out, Anaheim. I think Q will help there big time as far as more of a defensive style game. And I think Utah and Anaheim are going to make some noise in the West. I really do.
Can I ask you about Winnipeg and Jonathan Toews and being off for a couple of years and coming in? A commitment of $7 million. I know only 2 of it is on the AAV, but he does have bonuses of $5 million here. And what you expect out of, I guess, a 37-year-old who's been off for 2 years?
Look, Jonathan Toews may have been my favorite player over a 12-year run in the NHL for what he accomplished in Chicago, how he carried himself. I remember watching him play in his draft year. I was sick to my stomach when I didn't get him. We were praying we'd get him or Stahl or one of those big centermen, anyway, we got Broussard, who played 1,000 games, but big drop off after 3 or 4. But I love Jonathan Toews. I like the signing. I think Edmonton need a little bit of, or Winnipeg need a little bit of that. They got Kyle Connor, they got Shifley. Leadership, to me, has been a bit of a void with that group there. I think it's been a little bit of a void there. And I think that Jonathan Toews, I mean, I've got to believe that as long as he can play, he's going to garner a ton of respect in that room. And I think it could be a good pickup for Chevy. I like it.
Yeah, I do believe he gives them a real presence, right?
Yeah. And I think they need it, too. I think they need it when you're a team like them, especially after the year they had last year. It's a little bit like Washington. You know, you have a big year like that, big expectations to come back and be a top team in the regular season, but do some damage in the playoffs. So yeah. I see them right there. I mean, Kyle Connor's a heck of a player.
I think he can help Hellebuck too around April.
Yeah.
I think his influence can really help Connor.
For his sake, he's feeling good, right? Who knows?
I don't know about your show this year, boys. You seem to be taking things way too serious. I don't know. I don't know if I like it.
Have you been watching the Blue Jays? Okay, that's like, come on.
It's life and death around here.
Yes. We're hanging on by a thread here.
How are they doing?
Well, they big win last night.
I see people on Twitter going nuts with, you know, they're mad when they don't hit. I mean, anyway, I hope they get in. I really, really hope they go as long as they can, and that means I'm on this show less, right?
If they go deep.
We don't really know what it means.
Yeah, we honestly, we're not sure. We're just cheering for them.
Playing it by ear. Anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I don't think so. I think, I was disappointed to see Montreal kid get injured. Demetov, I'm anxious to see what he becomes. They're raving about Montreal. It will be interesting to see how they bounce back. Dobson, I'm really interested. He's a Summerside kid. Anxious to see how he's going to play. I see he got injured last night, so hopefully he's going to bounce back and have a solid year.
How about your buddy Kenny Holland in L.A. now with the clock ticking on Kopitar and replacing him?
I just want Kopitar to retire and go away. That's all I want.
Oh no! How come?
Why?
Oh,
because I'm still
yes. Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm still in trouble for not drafting him. I just want to see him disappear. Then I'll have to go through his Hall of Fame induction. I'll get ripped again for that.
Yes, for not taking him. Is Kenny the right guy at the right time now to plug that hole in the next little while?
I really thought they were a good team last year going into the playoffs. I really did. I thought they'd beat Edmonton, and I was wrong on that. I look at what they've done this summer. Cody Ceci and Dumoulin don't do it for me on the back end, and